Warriors, my friends, my extended family, welcome to one of the most important health anxiety videos that I've done in recent times. Before I get into this important video, I want to remind you that the Essential Guide to Health Anxiety, my fourth book, is coming out on Amazon in the first week of October. Pick up this transformational book. I promise it will change your life. My friends, with health anxiety, there are different stages that we go through before we can get to a place where we feel like we can finally trust again. And when I mean trust, I mean trusting in a reaction to somebody that you normally don't embody. Trusting in your body to be able to heal itself when the mind and the mental chatter gets out of the way. Trusting in a future that you don't know and the unfamiliarness of it all. We want to get to that place of trust. And the interesting thing with trust is that when you start trusting in one aspect of your life, it tends to trickle down into other aspects of your life, which is what happened to me in health anxiety. I got to a point where I wasn't being dragged around like a slave by my anxiety symptoms or the mental chatter, the catastrophic ideas that accompanied them. And isn't this the goal? The goal of becoming bored and disinterested by those same ideas, spurred on by anxiety symptoms, spurred on by tension, spurred on by core beliefs that are being held in the physical body. So my friends, when I introduce you to these stages, I want you to go, okay, I am brutally honest with myself, and yes, I am in that stage, or I'm going in and out of different stages. Let's introduce stage number one, okay? And this is a very, very familiar stage to me about 10 years ago in my life. Let's see if you can relate. We're talking about the frantic stage. In the frantic stage, which is stage one, we are basically obsessed with our physical symptoms. The body is everything, and there is a tremendous fear of letting go, right? There's a tremendous fear of letting go. And this is not just letting go of the similar idea or perception that comes with an anxiety symptom. This means potentially letting go of a relationship. This means letting go of somebody who did you wrong back in the day. This means letting go of your past beliefs, letting go of a specific person, letting go, right? So in the frantic stage, the body is everything. And when we think about the body, we think about ill health, we think about disease, we think about catastrophe. Right? This is stage one. And if you're in this stage, let me tell you something. There's no need to feel guilty that you're in this stage, because we're all going through a process here of evolving back into our truth and who we truly are within this lifetime. Now, with each and every one of these stages, there is a key. There's a key act that you must begin understanding and implementing with an open mind in order to get to the next stage. In the frantic stage, which is stage one of this health anxiety healing journey, the key is to use your imagination to see your franticness from the outside. Okay? This is the key. Okay? If you're in this stage, this is the key. Now, what do I mean? I mean closing your eyes and imagining that you're seeing your reactions from the point of view of a security camera. Okay? Imagine there's a security camera looking at you, and as that security camera is looking at you in that imagination, you're noticing how you're thinking about your anxiety symptoms. You're noticing how you're thinking about the day ahead. You're noticing how you feel so incapable of accomplishing things, how your level of self-worth is so low, right? And the lack of trust. You're noticing how tense your body is all the time. You're noticing how how tense your thoughts are throughout the day. There's no flexibility with how you think about things. So in stage 1, the key to getting to stage 2 is to close your eyes and imagine that you're seeing your reactions and the whole process of health anxiety from the point of view of that security camera, my friends. This is a practice that is very, very powerful. As well, this is a practice that can be utilized after you have kind of a setback with health anxiety, right? You can also utilize this skill set at the end of the day, going back and going, well, instead of reacting that way, why don't I look to see beyond the reactions that I had that caused health anxiety, okay? This is a skill set, and it's very, very important that we couple the right mindset with the right skill sets in order to get to the next stage in our health anxiety healing, okay? Stage 2, okay, now you've evolved past the frantic stage, okay? A lot of people are going, oh, I understand, right? So after the frantic stage, we go to stage 2, which is the exploration stage. Ooh, exploration, I like that, right? In the exploration stage, there's an introduction to new perceptions. So you are just kind of dabbling with new ways of perceiving things, inside and out. You are starting to understand where your root causes lie when it comes to your anxiety in general, right? In the exploration stage, you're starting to dabble with and get your feet wet with new actions. Maybe there were things that you were distracting from, you were running from. Now you're starting to face certain things. You're starting to expose yourself differently. You're starting to step out of your comfort zones in the exploration stage. And in this stage, it's very important that you do not lose faith in the direction that you're headed. Meaning, you're very sensitive at this stage. Okay, in stage 2, you're very sensitive because you're taking on new things. There's a lot going on here below the surface, let me tell you that much, okay? Your body will do everything in its power to bring you back to the frantic stage where it is most comfortable because you have been addicted to suffering for so many years. But it's very, very important to keep your faith even in the face of setbacks. Okay, and when I mean setbacks, something that didn't go your way, right? And as we move up these stages, what you're going to find is that when something doesn't go your way, there is a blessing within that, right? There's a teaching lesson within it. So as we move up the stages of health anxiety, we realize that there is no such thing as good or bad. Right? Even people that did you wrong, criticize you, narcissists, whatever it may be that makes you feel like there's a setback. These people are bringing out within you what still needs to be healed. That's why they are not bad people. They are gifts from God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine seeing things from this angle? You don't have to right now. You just have to be open to it. Now, in the exploration stage, stage number 2, what's the key to getting to the next stage? The key is to connect long-term pain to living in this anxious state. That's the key to getting to the next stage, okay? As long as you associate pain to going back to that frantic place that you were once in, okay, you will stay on that path and building your trust in yourself and the world. So connect pain. If I go back to that frantic stage, what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen? How's my life going to look? You know, how is my family relationships going to look, right? How's this going to look? How's that going to look? How's my health going to look? How am I going to be depleted physically? You know, how am I going to suffer in my career? Attach a lot of pain to going backwards, and I promise you will go forwards, my friends. As I realize, wow, I got something under my eye there. Now we are evolving, right? We are evolving. We're leaving the exploration stage and we are moving towards the becoming stage, stage number 3. Oh, I love this stage. In the becoming stage, there is a process and implementation of mindsets and skill sets, forming habits that bring us out of the ego and into the higher self. So as you're becoming, now those things that you used to get your feet wet with are turning into habits. You're no longer going, oh, I'm going to reframe something from my past in order to bring resolve, change in perception, and really resolve the feelings in my body, right? I'm no longer doing that in order to get a result. That's kind of a way of life for me, right? Or I'm doing a meditation. I'm implementing meditation in my life each and every day, right? And I'm no longer doing meditation for a specific purpose. Meditation is its own purpose, right? And when you start to understand this, the real clarity, the real wisdom starts to come to you. So these things that you used to look at as, oh, I have to do that to heal my health anxiety, now what you're starting to do is, those are lifestyle habits. And when you were led by the ego, you used to look at these changes and go, that's something I want to do to heal something within me. But now, because you are evolving, you are no longer that same I, right? You are evolving into your higher self, which says that what I'm doing is a part of who I truly am. Notice the difference. Because you can't heal health anxiety, or any kind of anxiety for that matter, through the same I that brought you into that anxious state in the first place. That's a more than anxiety moment that you must understand. If you start to feel like your changes that you're making in your life are in line with how the old I would do things, when you get that sense, you're just going to be running on a hamster wheel, right? It's this idea of seeing the process of healing from a different perspective. A perspective that you are just starting to get to know better, my friends, okay? So in the becoming stage, you are literally becoming somebody different. Someone who views people, life, death, everything differently. Embrace it. Now, what's the key to getting to the next stage? The key is to separate an inner child-led idea from your higher self. Now, when I say inner child, along with me speaking about this in my upcoming book, The Essential Guide to Health Anxiety, I am talking about the ego. The inner child and ego, for me, go hand in hand, okay? Now, as you're going through the day, you're going, oh, this is an idea, or this is a feeling in my body that's coming from the inner child. This is an idea, or a feeling in my body, a perception, or whatever it is, an emotion, right? An action, an unconscious action. This is coming from here, right? The old I. But then there's the other side, right? On the other side, there's the higher self, the place where you're starting to evolve, you know, past health anxiety and into somebody new, right? And on this other side, you're going to find that something starts to happen that's very, very interesting. This is so interesting, not only with health anxiety, but all sorts of other types of anxieties. When you start to listen to your higher self, you have trust in your ability to leave things alone, to leave them as they may. That's powerful. You have a symptom. Once you get to that stage, stage 3, stage 4, you feel like you can trust in leaving the symptom alone. There doesn't need to be some kind of frantic looking around for an answer. I don't go to an audio. I don't go to a video. I don't go to somebody else to try to find out whether I'm safe or not anymore. Powerful place to be, right? You have so much faith in the path that you're on, and you have so much faith in the relationship that you're building with the new you, that you say, I can leave a symptom alone. And if you get a catastrophic idea, you go, oh, that's from the inner child, that's from the ego, that's not from my higher self. And because it's from here, I recognize it, I no longer fall for the trap, because it is a trap. It's always a trap. And God is always testing you. And your interpretation is whatever it is, whatever speaks to you. But understand that as you go through the day, to get from stage 3 to stage 4, Pay attention to which thoughts remind you of your past, which thoughts remind you of your future, and if it feels unfamiliar, and if there's a sense of uncertainty there, follow it, okay? Follow it. Now we arrive. Oh my God, stage 4, right, in the health anxiety healing journey is the arrival stage, the arrival stage. So many of you are starting to tap into this. I feel it, I love it, right? In the arrival stage, there is a wholehearted arrival into a new identity and all that comes with it. A feeling of living through an afterlife. You start to go back and look at the last 50 years, 60 years, 30 years, whatever it is, and you go, oh my God, that's one life. And this is another life. I really sense that, right? So you start to feel like when you're in the arrival stage, you feel like what you're living out right now is the afterlife, okay? You're seeing through childhood and present fear-centered beliefs and systems, okay? So again, anything that reminds you of the past, past ways of behaving, past ways of perceiving, past ways of getting emotional about things, past ways of reacting to people's criticisms, whatever it is, right? You're starting to recognize that those are part of your past life, not the afterlife, your past life, right? Now, in the arrival stage, everything starts to feel different. Everything starts to feel different. What's going to happen here is that when you're around other people, when you're around society, you're going to feel like you're alone, right? You're going to feel like you're detached from people, and that's a good thing, okay? As people are fighting to make more money, trying to get a bigger house, you know, all these materialistic things, what you're doing is focusing on your own inner healing journey to truly find yourself once again, right? There's a big difference between you and society now. That sort of detachment needs to be embraced, okay? Because at this point, there is no more fear when it comes to health anxiety, right? You believe that looking at a picture, for example, of some kind of a sage or a guru can allow you to pull in the energy from that picture to heal your body, right? I have seen miraculous healings go on consistently in my life. Of course, you won't hear them on social media or the mainstream media, but it's important to stay open-minded to the possibility of these types of healing journeys. Okay, so in the arrival stage, everything starts to feel different, okay? Now, in order to go even higher than the arrival stage, right? Health anxiety at this point is something in the past, right? In order to go even farther and beyond the arrival stage, you must live out this feeling and this new you in all you do, right? I'm talking about you're walking into a cafe, you're true to yourself, right? You get up in the morning, you're true to yourself. You never ever allow yourself to slip anymore. And that takes a high level of awareness, a high level of mindfulness, okay? But let me tell you something, it gets easier and easier and easier. And as time goes on, you'll have to put in less and less effort because it's becoming your new default mode. Okay, so my friends, these are the 4 stages of healing health anxiety. Comment below and let me know what stage you're in right now, number 1. And number 2, tell me what the biggest epiphany, moment of clarity was for you from this video. Because it's very, very important that we pay attention to these moments of clarity and these epiphanies, because the more time and energy and focus we spend on them, the quicker we're going to get to the arrival stage and beyond. I promise you, so many people in the world have gone through health anxiety and healed health anxiety. So if you're in stage 1 or stage 2, do not fret. Stay on this path. I promise you, you will be met with the right clarities and right piece of information and the right people that come into your life. Have faith, keep moving forward, and keep working on your transformation from a place of non-doership. And when I mean non-doership, I'm talking about not forcing it. I'm talking about taking the pressure off of this healing journey. I'm talking about not relying on other people. I'm talking about not fighting for the result, right? Do this journey in a non-doership manner and familiarize yourself with that place. And I promise you, you are getting there, okay? Have a wonderful day. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And remember, the Essential Guide to Health Anxiety is coming out on Amazon first week of October. Pick up this transformational book, and I know it'll make a difference. Remember that you are more than anxiety. Don't ever forget it. Bye-bye.